Hi, I'm Mark Lewis. I've got Pavlina Nola with me here at the Parnell Tennis Club. Pavlina, of course, is a former top 100 WTA ranked player. We're lucky to have her in New Zealand. And I'm just going to talk to you, Pavlina, a little bit about Curry Bowl and a few other tennis-related matters today. So, thank you.
Well, thanks, Matt.
Yeah. I saw you a few weeks ago at Scarborough Tennis Centre, and you were pacing around the courts watching your son, and to me you looked a little bit nervous. So the question I'd like to ask you is, was it more nerve-wracking playing as a professional, 5-all in the third set, coaching, Fed Cup captain, coaching the New Zealand players, or more nerve-wracking watching your son play a junior tournament? What's tougher?
Well, now actually it's getting even tougher because I've got two boys playing, and both of them, they decided they want to be pros, and believe me, I'm just really trying to discourage them because I know how hard it is. And well, it's amazing sport and amazing competition, but I personally think for boys it's a lot harder than girls. Girls still, there's a lot of opportunities in the Pro Tour. But I mean, it's absolutely nerve-wracking. I'll take any day playing Wimbledon final, 5-0 in the third set, than watching my kids.
Yeah.
But I mean, tennis is an amazing sport. I think if they decide to do it, I'll definitely get 100% behind them. But
And of course, you've got the knowledge and expertise to be able to share with them and advise them on. So, you know.
well, yes and no, because I'm also mum, and that's the problem there, where they probably prefer mum to be mum, not so much mum and coach. And that's where our relationship, it's a work in progress at the moment, mum and coach, than just being a mum. I think if it's a dad, maybe dad can actually push them a lot harder and just work with them a lot better than mum and boys.
But you're right, though. I mean, watching as a parent, I know my mother, she was never able to watch any of us play tennis. She'd stand behind a tree and ask people what the score was, so I know what you're going through. Court behind us here at Parnell, court number 1. I saw you play a match about 14 or 15 years ago against a very young Marina Arakovic, and from memory, you lost that match. You'd just come off the tour. You're about 5 or 6 months off the tour. You were a few months pregnant, I think, with your first child. Have you lost a match since then? I don't know if you have.
It's a good question. I really don't know. I've been playing it every year, Carabao. I mean, Carabao to me, it's an amazing competition because it's tennis is it's individual sport, and so when you got the chance to be a part of a competition, a team competition, then you just grab it because it's so much fun to be part of a team, and because I've been with Parnell Tennis Club now for years and years and years, I just love it. I just love being part of a team and supporting the local club, and I've been pushed a lot of times in 3 sets and stuff, but I guess the experience and those old legs and carries me through. But I do remember that match very well because that was it was really tough. This young girl, no respect, for the for the top 100 player, and she's just an amazing player. She pushed me really hard, and I think what happened, that was that was the regular season, that match that we played, and then we played them again. That was against Coe.
And who won that, Pavlina?
So I was definitely a month even more pregnant, and I did win this in 3 sets.
Wow, that's a great story.
So now but just she's an amazing player. It was really good memories.
Well, I think it's fantastic. I mean, that's one of the good things about Scarborough Curra Bowl is you still get, players like yourself still out there and putting yourself on the line against some of the up-and-coming juniors. I saw you play at Bucklands Beach opening round of the season, and you still had the intensity, the concentration. You hardly missed a ball. When you come up against the juniors, do you think they're lacking in some of those qualities that you need to be a great player these days? They can learn a lot from you, surely?
Well, I believe all these juniors that are coming through from New Zealand, they've been really well coached. What I think they're lacking at the moment is that's where I expose them, and I notice it's that competition where I still, with my experience and everything, I can throw shots in variety that they don't get too much at the moment. So they're just playing against each other. and against their coaches. So if we can create like Carabao and a lot more of these competitions where they meet, you know, older players like me, you know, with completely different style of play
And experience.
Experience, exactly. That they can learn so much from that. And I hope, you know, those 2 matches that I just played, you know, I just hope I haven't scarred these beautiful young girls, you know, with my style of play, because it is, you know, it's just tough playing against someone with a lot of variety in their game. As you mentioned, intensity and stuff. I don't miss the ball much.
Yeah.
So,
but if they, you know, if they're going to be good, they've got to learn
they have to
from
learn.
what they
Exactly.
see down the other end of the court.
That's
you know,
it. Not give up and
absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely, and that's all part and parcel of the competition. Which,
Exactly.
You know, which makes it great.
Great, yeah.
Final coming up tomorrow night, right out here. You're up against old foes, Royal Oak Tennis Club. Both of you have done really well in the women's competition over the last decade or more. Who's going to win? Who's your pick?
Well, of course, Parnell.
Yeah. You see it being close match?
Well, I think it's going to be a very close match again. I mean, it's a final. It's just a lot of things coming into play, you know, nerves, and there are going to be a lot of spectators. Parnell is putting a really good night tomorrow night. In our advantage probably will be that we just played them 2 weeks ago and we beat them 5-1. But again, you know, that's different circumstances. So
Different day, right.
Different day, exactly. So I think it's going to be a really, really close one.
Yeah.
But please come and watch, come and support.
We'll be there. We'll be watching you play.
And, Parnell's
not missing any balls again, I'm sure.
Yeah, and Parnell's going to put a really good show.
They always do.
They always do.
A couple more questions. One, we've changed the format for Scarborough Carabao this year. We've shortened, we've got 2 pools of 4 teams in round robin play before going to semis and finals. How are you finding the new format and the changes?
I think it's a really good idea that, because the competition started a month later, and that actually enables a lot of the players to come back from overseas and play that. And the other thing I really am enjoying is the nights, the Friday nights, the Saturday nights, where, you know, you can socialize with the club because they actually come and support you in those nights. Maybe during the day that could be a little bit of a tricky one if you do have matches during the day, but definitely the Friday and the Saturday nights, it's a huge success.
Well. Yeah.
And I quite like it. It's a 5-week competition. You can really, you know, plan your whole season.
Yes.
And it's to me that was probably the best decision.
And capture the better weather.
Exactly,
because,
the better weather as well.
October, November, December's better than September.
Definitely.
Yeah. Last question, Pavlina. If you were playing Wimbledon mixed doubles,
You can be my partner.
Don't ask me, but I would. Of all the great players of all time, who would you choose to be your partner for the mixed doubles at Wimbledon to give yourself the best chance of winning it? Who would it be?
It's interesting because in the beginning I didn't like Wimbledon at all, because growing up in Bulgaria on clay, that was a very foreign thing, you know, grass, what is that?
Grass is for cows, yeah.
For cows, yeah. So, but then once I started playing Wimbledon each year, I just got to enjoy it more and more. And then, especially if I did train before, you know, it was even better. I'll probably take Federer.
Roger Federer.
Roger Federer.
What about John McEnroe? McEnroe and anybody?
No, Federer.
You know?
I think it's. I just absolutely love his style and personality. It's just everything about him. It's and because maybe now, you know, he's one of the oldest on tour.
Yeah.
So I'll just take Roger.
Well, not a bad pick. He's arguably the greatest of all time. So I'm sure you would have done well. Pavlina, thanks very much for talking to me today, and best of luck for you and the team tomorrow night. It'll be a great night, and we're looking forward to seeing who holds the trophy aloft.
Thank you, Mark.
Thanks, Pavlina.